Happy Thursday. It is April 9th, and we are going to be doing our second mentor read aloud this week. It is titled A Gift for Mom. So be thinking about that. And before we begin our mentor read aloud, I would like to do a review of our unit theme, which is needs and wants. So take a look at this. You might remember this from the beginning of the week when I introduced our theme for this unit, meeting our needs and wants.
Meeting our needs and wants. All people need certain things. A need is something you must have to survive. People need food, clothing, and a place to live. A want is something you would like to have, but do not need to live. People often want more than they need. They must think about how important things are and how much they cost. Why do we make choices?
So that is what our theme is needs and wants. So we're going to turn now to our story that is titled A Gift for Mom. So I want you to be thinking, what could that be about? Is it nonfiction, fiction? We don't know yet. We know it has something to do with a gift for someone. So here we are. I wanted you to have a moment to think. And the title is A Gift for Mom. And we see illustrations on this page. So we know right away that this is a fictional story. It is not real. It is fiction because the illustrations are not real photos. So I'm going to go ahead now and turn on the narrator and have the narrator read the story to you so that you can see what this story is about. Be thinking as you look at these pictures. Ask yourself, what's going on here? We see this boy over here is doing something that looks like chores. I wonder why he's doing that. Be thinking, what does this have to do with a gift for mom? We know that this story has something to do with a gift, and we know it has something to do with somebody's mom. So make a prediction, think about it, and now we'll read the story out loud.
A Gift for Mom.
Mom's birthday was coming next month. Marcus wanted to buy her a nice gift, but he didn't have any money. However, Marcus was a very resourceful boy, so he came up with a great plan. He would earn the money by doing all kinds of jobs for his neighbors. Soon, everyone was hiring Marcus. After school, he raked Mr. Winkler's leaves and walked Mrs. Drew's dog. On Saturdays, he helped the Changs wash their car. After 4 weeks, Marcus had earned more than $10. What should I buy? Marcus asked himself. What would Mom want? The next day, Marcus noticed a hole in Mom's hat. That gave him an idea. Marcus went to Holly's hat shop. Holly sold great animal hats that look like bears, foxes, and cats. Mom loves cats, cried Marcus. We have a cat. Then she'll adore this hat, exclaimed Holly. At last, it was Mom's birthday. When she opened Marcus's present, she was overjoyed. I love it, she said, and I need a new hat. Then she gave Marcus many hugs and kisses. I'm so proud of you, my boy, she said. And Marcus couldn't stop smiling.
So that's the end of our story. We're going to go back to the very beginning, and we're going to be talking today about what happened at the beginning of the story and what we find out about Marcus. When we read at the beginning of the story, we find out that Marcus has a problem. What is his problem? A problem is something that needs to be fixed. Marcus's problem is that he wants to buy a nice birthday gift for his mother, but he doesn't have any money. That's his problem. So how can Marcus buy a gift without money? Now that we know that what Marcus's problem is, we can keep reading to find out how he solved his problem. So let's reread aloud page 49. It says, "Soon everyone was hiring Marcus. After school, he raked leaves, he walked the dog, and he washed the cars. And so after 4 weeks, Marcus had earned more than $10. So we see that that is how he solved his problem, by doing jobs for other people. We read that he earned more than $10 by doing the jobs for his neighbors. So that is the solution. So the two questions then is, what do the words tell you about Marcus's problem, and what does Marcus need to figure out? So reading through these 2 pages, we see that he has a problem. He doesn't have enough money here. And here he solves his problem by doing chores. We're going to go ahead and take a look at this chart. The chart here shows that Marcus does not have enough money to buy his mother a birthday gift. That was his first problem. His solution is Marcus does jobs for his neighbors. Now we're going to go back and look at the story, and we're going to look on the next 2 pages. Marcus actually has 2 problems. What's his second problem? Think about it for just a moment, boys and girls. What do you think his second problem is? Well, his second problem is that he doesn't know what to buy his mom. He wants to get her something she likes, but he doesn't know what that is. But then he discovers that there's a hole in Mom's hat. So that gave him an idea. And since she loves cats, he decides to go ahead and buy her a hat. That's solving his second problem. So if we go back to our chart again, we see his second problem was that Marcus doesn't know what to buy for his mom. But then his solution is, when he sees his mom's hat has a hole, he decides to buy her a new hat. So separating into a 2-column chart like this, we can see his problem and then the solution. So that is the first part of our lesson today. We're going to now move into the second part of what we're going to be talking about. And that is going to be making inferences about the characters. So I'm going to get rid of this for just a moment. And we're going to take a look at this chart in front of us. So think about the characters. We have Marcus, and we have Marcus's mom, and then we have some of the neighbors who are part of this story. So we're going to be focusing mostly on Marcus because he is our main character. So we're going to go back to the chart here, and this is going to help us out. So we're focusing on Marcus. What do we know about him? After reading the passage, after we read the first page and we look at the illustrations, we think about what Marcus is like. think about what we read. Over here in our story, in the very beginning, it says that his mother's birthday is coming up. Marcus didn't have enough money. However, right here we see the word however, Marcus was a very resourceful boy. So finding out that he's resourceful makes us think, so he came up with a great plan. His plan was to raise the money on his own by doing all kinds of different jobs for his neighbors. So right here we see where he put a list of things he could do, and he posted it on a pole on the street. And you can see other people reading his list of jobs that he could do for them. So that is one way we learn that he is resourceful. So if we go back to our chart, he's very resourceful and he comes up with a plan. That's what the clues in our text give us. We see in the illustration, the photo right here and here, we see that he posts a list of jobs that he could do. So what kind of character is Marcus? We see he is smart and he is creative. So now the next thing we're going to look at is the jobs that he does. Let's go back to our story. After we read, we discover we want to think about what he is like. Oops. Sorry about that. We learn that he does different jobs for his neighbors. Think about what those jobs are for just a moment. We see illustrations here. What is it he does to earn the money? Take a look at these three pictures. Up here in the text, it says that he raked Mr. Wrinkle's leaves, he walked Mrs. Drew's dog, and he helped the Changs wash their car. So going back to our chart, we see in the clues, we list the jobs he did. In the illustration here, we see him doing those jobs. So we can make a connection between the text and the illustrations. So again, from this story, what kind of character is Marcus? Because remember, we're talking about his character and the type of person he is. So we have to infer what is it that we learn from the story. We learn he is hardworking and that he is able to do different jobs, different kinds of jobs to earn his money. Again, looking back at the very beginning, he's very creative and he's very smart, but he is also very hardworking, and he's willing to work to earn the money to buy his mom a gift. And the last part in our story, his last problem was solving what to buy his mother. And again, being creative and being resourceful, he noticed that Mom had a hole in her hat. The text tells us the next day, Marcus noticed a hole in her hat. That gave him an idea. And then he decides to buy his mom a hat. So he notices the hole. That's what the text says. He looks at Mom's hat that has the hole, and he sees it in the illustration. And then he decides that that's the perfect gift to buy his mom. So what kind of a character again is he? He's observant and he's thoughtful. A very considerate young boy. So friends, I hope that you learned a little bit from A Gift for Mom. And I hope maybe it gave you some ideas that if you are trying to decide a gift maybe for your mom, as we know that in May, Mother's Day is coming up, And that's an opportunity for you to think about what maybe mom might like and something that you could do for mom. So start observing now and seeing what mom might drop some hints with of what she might like or what she might want or something that maybe she needs. Because remember, this unit is on wants and needs. And isn't it nice to be able to buy something for someone that they maybe need and would like to have as well? So that ends our read story today for mentor reading, and I hope that you had a great time and that you enjoyed reading that story, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Have a very happy Thursday.